Entry 2, Chimpanzee. Group, mammals. Order, primates. Family, Pongidae. Genus, Pan troglodytes. The chimpanzee is an intelligent and lively creature, showing an ability to learn as well as to act instinctively. Its behaviour could well prove a clue to that of our early ancestors. Key facts. Size. Height of the average male, 1.7 metres. Height of the average female, 1.3 metres. Weight ranging around 45 to 80 kilograms. Breeding. The chimpanzee reaches sexual maturity at around 8 to 10 years. Mating. No exact season. Females mate when previous offspring is about 3 years old. Gestation. 202 to 261 days. Number of young? 1. Lifestyle. Habit. Social. Lives in small troops. Diet, mainly fruit, but also leaves, buds, blossoms, bark, resin, honey, termites and ants. Occasionally other mammals. Lifespan, 40 to 45 years. Related species, the chimpanzee's closest relatives increasingly endangered. Pygmy chimpanzee, Pan paciscus, found in Zaire. Distribution, in Africa from Guinea to western Uganda and Tanzania, in forest and savanna country. Conservation, not endangered at present, except in a few locations. Trapping for medical experiments once posed the greatest threat to the chimpanzee. Now habitat destruction is the greatest threat. Chimpanzee is the animal that resembles humans most closely. Many chimpanzees seem to display familiar human qualities such as facial expressions, problem-solving abilities, and a high degree of parental care. Some individuals in captivity have even shown an ability to communicate with humans using sign language. Habits. The chimpanzee lives in troops of between 25 to 80, each with a dominant male. Home ranges vary from 18 to 21 square kilometers in the forest, and 100 to 200 square kilometers in more open country. The ranges of different troops often overlap one another with their habitats. Active by day, the chimpanzee spends its night asleep in a nest it makes in a tree, safe from its predators. It may use the same nest for several nights if the troop is not on the move. The chimpanzee keeps its nest clean to make sure that its droppings fall clear of the edge. During the wet season, the chimpanzee spends a lot of its time in the trees, but in drier weather it spends the majority of its time on the ground. Food and feeding. The chimpanzee's diet consists mainly of fruits of all kinds. After an early morning feed, it seems to relax, while picking occasionally at any leaves, buds, berries or blossoms it comes across. It seems to have a second, more intensive feeding period at the end of the afternoon. The chimpanzee also eats some insects, such as termites, ants, and larvae of several species. If it finds a nest of wild bees, it will try to break it open to eat their honey. The chimpanzee gets most of the moisture it needs from fruit, but it may drink rainwater from hollows in trees. Biologists used to think that the chimpanzee only gathered its food and did not hunt other animals. It is now known, however, that the chimpanzee does hunt for a number of different animals, especially other primates such as colobus, blue monkeys, and baboons. It usually kills them by smashing the victim's head on the ground. This is almost always done by one male, who then eats his fill before sharing with the troop. Breeding. Breeding takes place all year round. Whenever one of the females in the groups comes into season, she may Several different males have shown no rivalry between themselves. The female has a menstrual cycle similar to that of a woman. Unlike a human, she becomes sexually recessive every 36 days unless pregnant. She gives birth every 3 years. The mother carries offspring everywhere for its first 5 months. It remains dependent for at least 2 years. By the time the young chimpanzee is 4 years old, it will spend most of its time with others around its own age. From then until it is 8 or 10 years old, it learns the location, best feeding places, how to behave as a senior member of society. Chimpanzee and man. Although visitors to the zoo and game reserves enjoy seeing how human chimpanzees' behaviours seem, humans still pose the greatest threat to the chimpanzee in the wild. In prehistoric times, the two species competed for food crops, and chimpanzees were driven away from areas with large human populations. Today, hunting and trapping chimpanzees for zoos and use in experiments is big business in several parts of Africa. Because of its similarity to human beings, both in its behaviour and physical makeup, the chimpanzee has been used extensively for testing drugs. There is a growing opposition to this practice, but it remains widespread. Did you know the chimpanzee suffers from many human diseases, including malaria? The chimpanzee may be the only animal, apart from a human, able to recognize itself in a mirror. The chimpanzee may throw stones and twigs at other animals as a part of its threat display.